OTD. My name is Adam Orduna. This is my mom Gina, and today we are going to be talking about the Kansas State football Wildcats. And it has been some pretty big news here as of late for Kansas State right now. There's a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of positive things happening there in Manhattan in the Little Apple, and good on them. They went on a 3-game winning streak to end the season.
Man, you talk about if
you
you don't have a favorite team, you need to be rooting for the Kansas State Wildcats. And I'm just saying that obviously I have a special connection to them, but you're talking about the comeback kids. They had probably, in my estimation, one of the toughest football schedules in FBS.
Right.
I mean, they had a streak there where they had to go up against TCU, Baylor, Texas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State right in a row. Bam, 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 bam. And in a couple of those games, they were leading going into the fourth quarter, 2 back-to-back heartbreaking losses, and yet they didn't roll over and say we're going to be a 3-win team. They came back and fought it out and are now at 500, winning their last 3 games. And that is the heart of what it means to be a football team.
Well, and I think that just plays to the fact that, how great of a coach Bill Snyder is, and the type of DNA that he has and what he implements into that program. And you just talk about perseverance. I mean, when you're talking about a team that literally had won 3 games or 4 games, and then on a 5-game losing streak, and then all of a sudden they pull together these last 3 wins to get bowl eligible, to get 6 wins, and and to actually end up playing in a decent bowl game against Arkansas at the end of the season. And so I think you just have to really take your hat off to K-State.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to them as well as they make it to another bowl game. This is the 6th or the 7th year that they've gone to a bowl game. 7th consecutive year that they've been to a bowl game, and it's a really big deal.
Well, when they say the fish stinks from the head down, that's kind of a negative way to say, really the top of the body leads the rest of it. That all starts with Coach Snyder.
Sure.
I mean, this is a man who's going to take 2- and 3-star athletes, a bunch of JUCOs and walk-ons, and turn them into a caliber team that can go out and fight and win. And that's exactly what he's done. That's why he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes, absolutely, and that's exactly what happened to him last night. He got inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame, and it's a big deal. And hats off to him. And all over social media, you have all these ex-Wildcats and current NFL players that played for him.
Jordy
Nelson, and Tyler Lockett and B.J. Finney and Terrence Newman and others. And there's a million guys out there that love Coach Snyder and have played for him, and have really just had their lives changed because of what he's done, and he's really done a great job of leading this program.
And I'm going to give a shout out to the thousands of people who will be unnamed that Bill Snyder has touched. And I'll just speak from personal experience. And moms, this is an elder statesman. I heard a story, I'm not going to say what team, but there was a quarterback. He was obviously disgruntled. He left a college team, and one of the things he said on the way out the door was, I tried to go talk to my coach, but all of a sudden I wasn't getting reps. I'm going further down the depth chart. And he went to talk to his head coach, and his head coach was out of the office. So they said, come back. He came back. The head coach went on vacation. So here he is getting basically shoved out of the door, and couldn't even get a conversation with his head coach. You got Bill Snyder, who meets with every single player on his team. If you're on the roster, recruited walk-on, tryout walk-on, 5-star recruit, if you're on his roster, he sits down with you twice a year, one-on-one, man-to-man with each of the young men on his roster to just talk to them, look them in the eye, check how they're doing, check on their families. That's why Coach Snyder is a Hall of Fame.
He's a Hall of Famer on and off the field, and he just exemplifies what it means to really be a father figure, a leader among men, and someone that is willing to go the extra mile to make sure that everyone is a part of the team. And that's why his stadium is called Bill Snyder Family Stadium, and he really does a good job of going above and beyond to make sure that his players feel welcome and feel special. And like you said, if you're on the roster, you're one of his.
You're one of his.
He does a really good job of making sure that you know that and you feel that, and it really means something to him when you're playing for him.
Well, and a lot of teams and coaches preach family, and it's a great selling point. If you're sitting in someone's living room recruiting their son, you're going to say, we're family, we really mean it. Coach Snyder sends out Mother's Day cards.
He does do that.
Coach Snyder sends out Easter greetings to the moms, to the dads, to the families of these young men. When his young guys graduate, Yeah, everybody celebrates their seniors, but I can tell you, even if you are not playing for him anymore, if you go and finish your degree, Coach Snyder is going to recognize you, send you a personalized card, and tell you he's proud of you. Because he cares about you beyond just football. And winning is important in football. That's what you're hired to do. You're hired to play the game and get the W's. But part of the reason I think that you see a team like K-State fight back the way they did, get to 500, get bowl eligible, is because of who's leading them. And that true sense. When you see an injured player on the sidelines, very often you got the trainers running out there and that's their job. How often do you see the head coach walk all the way across the field and bend down and make sure the young man's okay?
Yeah, it's not very often that you see that happen.
You don't. The coaches are too busy. They've got to get on to the next play. It's the next thing. Well, how is that family? You got a young man down there that you recruited. Walk yourself over there and make sure he's okay. And nobody has to tell Bill to do that. He does that.
And he does that every time. And that's for anybody. That's for
everybody,
the third-team kicker to the starting quarterback. And he really does care about his program. And he really cares about his team. And he really cares about his players. And you know, K-State right now has really been through the ringer this season, and a lot of people counted them out, and a lot of people were, you know, saying that, you know, this is the end of the road for them, and they fought all year. They were in every game. You know, there was only a couple games that they just really ran out of gas and just the wheels came off. But you know, fortunately, they do have Bill Snyder, and this year Bill Snyder was the team. Bill Snyder carried this team this year.
Well, how many quarterbacks they go through? I think they had the cheerleaders out there playing quarterback.
They had everybody playing quarterback, and even so.
No disrespect to the young men who played, but you know,
but for the most part,
you're cleaning out the depth chart trying to get a quarterback.
It was a quarterback carousel all year. You know, the offense wasn't very dynamic. This wasn't one of the best defenses they've had all year. You know, and even the offensive line wasn't one of the better O-lines that they've had.
And even special teams, which is usually where K-State shines.
Yeah, you know. Honestly, besides Morgan Burns, who's really picked it up at the last half of the season, who actually ended up getting All-American honors, which is also congratulations to him. Yeah, you know, special teams play even wasn't as solid as it normally is, and that's usually one of the few teams in the country that always has legitimate special teams.
Absolutely, and our special team guys go into the league and tear up there
absolutely,
too,
and so
so.
you just want to, you know.
But
really
remember, after that terrible loss, was it to Oklahoma? And Coach Snyder writes a letter and apologizes. That's a man saying, look, I'm not going to blame my kids. I'm not just going to chew them out, which I'm sure there was plenty of chewing. But he stepped up to the forefront and said to the fans and the families and the people who support him, I apologize, you deserve better, and I'm going to give you better. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, he really is a class act, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer, and there's no question about it. He's a first ballot. He can walk into anybody's living room, and everyone will stand up and want to shake his hand because he is really that great. And he's taking Kansas State this year all the way through. And the players, you know, kudos to them as well. They fought all year. They haven't quit. They haven't given up. They've continued to believe in themselves, and they believed in the system.
And they're going to a decent bowl game,
They are going to the Liberty Bowl at the end of the year.
They're playing an SEC
team in Arkansas, and they're playing January 2nd in the January Bowl. It's a big-time deal.
That's right.
And, you know, they're going to really give everything they have in that last game.
That's going to be a game worth watching. You got some of his former staffers over there at Arkansas.
There is some former K-Staters over there on the opposite sideline on the other team, and so it'll be an interesting matchup.
Coach got something for you.
He does, and it's going to be great. And I'm really proud for K-State.
Yes.
It's been a good season, even though it's been a tough season.
It's a tough season.
They've ended the season the right way.
But don't you feel like that's why you play football? Yes, it's great when you are the undefeated #1 team in the country. Nobody wants to take anything away from that. But football is a game that teaches guys to get back up and persevere. You can roll over and die, or you can fight it out. Right. And that's just one of the things I love the most about football. And K-State football, Wildcat football, exemplifies that, thanks to their head coach, Bill Snyder.
And like I said before, that is just the DNA that is implemented within that program, and it is all thanks to Coach Bill Snyder. And once again, congratulations to him to being inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
You're an elder statesman.
You're an elder statesman, a leader among men, and you know, there's no one out there that is like you. You're one of a kind.
You're one of a kind, Coach.
It's great to see you with all the success, and I hope they go out there and beat Arkansas.
Go Cats!
Go.
Listen,
go
that Wildcat needs to eat up that hog and call it good.
Well, that's it from the deck. I'm Adam Orduna. This is my mom, Gina. Thanks for watching.